Yo, what is up, guys? Shouts is back here now. We're gonna be reviewing volume 19 of Demon Slayer. There was a lot of stuff that went down in this volume. This was one of the best volumes I read in a while, and so much stuff happened. I don't know if I can cover every single detail about it, but man, this volume right here. So with the last volume, volume 18, we pretty much had Kanao, who's the successor of Shinobu, fighting off against Doma, the upper rank 2 demon, and Shinobu, yo. I'm still thinking about what happened to Shinobu a couple of volumes ago, but Kanao's fighting off against Doma, the upper rank 2 demon, and Doma, he's hella strong. And he has this sort of religious view called the Eternal Paradise faith, where he pretty much thinks a lot differently than how humans think. He doesn't believe in a heaven or hell, how other people would think, and the guy's just messed up in the head, but Doma is a threat. Inosuke came in clutch to help out Kanao, but Doma, the man is just a problem. So we figure out that he has this move. It's a blood demon art move called Crystalline Divine Child, where he creates pretty much these miniature versions of himself, these ice doll crystals. And it's scary because these things can do the same blood demon arts that Doma can do. It might not be quite as powerful as he does it, but the man can make up to 5 of these. And if 5 of these are doing these blood demon arts against you, these things are hella hard to deal with. So these dolls are giving Inosuke and Kanao a hard time to deal with. Doma's pretty much letting these dolls handle all the work. And props to Inosuke also, because with his body type, pretty much breathing in the cold air that Doma's releasing is already a threat to you. But this man's skin is so sensitive, he can sense the slightest chill going on in the air. So Inosuke is pretty cool. So Doma's pretty much leaving the dolls to handle all of his work while he's trying to walk away from the battle because of the whereabouts of what happened to Akaza, the upper rank 3 demon, and my man Tanjiro and Gi was going in that fight too. We learned that Akaza got defeated a volume or 2 ago. So this man Doma is trying to exit the scene, but the coolest thing started to happen. The man's face and his body started to melt, and as soon as that happened, they showed a panel of Shinobu. So I was pretty excited. I knew they had to have something up their sleeves. So Doma, it's not looking good for you. And what's crazy is that Shinobu and Kanao actually planned this a while ago. Shinobu pretty much said, look, if we encounter the upper rank 2 demon, the plan is we're going to battle him. I gotta get eaten. That's the whole plan, because Shinobu's body is really special. Like with her attack, she can release this poison from these wisteria flowers. So we already know Shinobu can release poison from her blade, but it's interesting because her body contains this poison also. So if a demon was to eat Shinobu, that's 70 times the amount of poison that would get to you than from her katana or her sword. So this is pretty crazy. Now, there are some interesting body types in Demon Slayer. You know, Inosuke's body is weird from what he can do, but Shinobu's body is just as interesting as his now because she can do some cool things. So her plan was to get eaten up by Doma if they encounter it, and this must be awkward for Kanao because Doma pretty much killed Shinobu's older sister Kanae, and now he's pretty much gonna have to kill Shinobu. So this must have been hella awkward for Kanao, but being a Demon Slayer, for me reading all these volumes, you gotta do what you gotta do to kill these upper ranks. It was pretty much Shinobu's idea to get eaten up by Doma to put the poison in his body, and Kanao was pretty much needed to get that final blow if it didn't work on Doma completely, so she was needed to get that final cut on his head if the poison didn't kill him completely. So pretty interesting strategy that they had right there, and with Shinobu's blood and the poison all throughout her body, it took at least a year for her to get to that state. So they've been planning this for a while. And what's interesting is that they knew Doma was going to eat Shinobu because this man has an obsession with eating women. It's interesting because Doma and Akaza are so different. You have Doma who has an obsession with eating women, but Akaza, I believe he said he's never killed a woman before. So pretty interesting how those two upper rank demons are different from each other. So Doma's body is starting to melt, and I'm getting happy because Kanao's running to approach him to get the final cut on his neck. I'm thinking it's all said and done, but this man Doma had one more trick up his sleeve. This man pretty much did a blood demon arm move where he summoned out this big water ice statue looking Buddha sort of thing. And it's pretty cool because, you know, I'm talking about another series right now. It reminded me of this series called Hunter x Hunter where this character brought out this big golden Buddha sort of thing, and it dropped the hands just like how I was reading it in this volume. So I'm talking about another series. So Doma pretty much brought out this big Buddha looking statue, and this thing was extremely powerful. Like, they couldn't get near this thing at all. So this technique made Kanao use one of her own last resort techniques, and this move was dangerous because it puts a lot of pressure on her eyes and she can go blind if she used it, but she had to defeat this upper rank 2 demon somehow. I believe the move was called Flower Breathing, Final Form, Equinoctial Vermilion Eye, and I gotta say, these breathing techniques around the end here, they have some interesting names to them. So with this move that Kanao is doing, the pressure that it puts on her eyes causes these blood stains to make the white part of her eyes look red. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I seen this figure of Kanao a while ago with these red eyes, and I was thinking, is this girl gonna become a demon eventually? So I'm glad that I was wrong about that. But with this move though, it pretty much makes the surrounding movements around her more dull and slow, so she can pretty much like predict and counter what's going on. So this girl pretty much goes to Doma, melted body and all that, tries to cut off this man's neck, but even with a melted body, she still can't cut off this man's Doma's neck. So that's the power of an upper rank 2 demon. It's not until my man Inosuke comes in clutch, and he came in really clutch too, because as Kanao was trying to cut this man Doma's neck off, the Buddha looking statue turned around and was just blowing this ice air at her, so her body was starting to stiffen and she almost froze to death. But Inosuke's the clutchest guy, I don't care. This man comes in and pretty much does this beast breathing technique that throws his sword, like he throws both of his swords to pretty much push against Kanao's already like penetrating sword to Doma's neck. So that pretty much gives it the necessary strength to pretty much slice through this man's Doma's neck, and just like that, Doma's defeated. So this was a nice fight right here. I just love everything about this fight right here. Shinobu and Kanao would have been so proud of what Kanao did in this fight, and it's interesting because after this fight, we pretty much see Doma what it looks like to be in the afterlife talking with Shinobu, and it's interesting because his heart starts beating faster and he's starting to catch feelings for Shinobu. So it's pretty interesting for someone that's never had feelings before. After he died, that's when he starts to develop these feelings for Shinobu. So that's pretty interesting. Doma had an interesting backstory. Like I said, guys, he believed in something called the Eternal Paradise faith, and he pretty much cared about human feelings to an absolute zero. Even when his parents died, all he cared about was the mess that it made on the floor. So this man was twisted in the head at a young age, but Kanao, you did epic in this fight right here. And we learned about Kanao, a little backstory about her also. She pretty much, Shinobu and Kanao didn't approve her when they first met her. So Kanao was pretty much on her own, learning how to fight. She learned butterfly techniques on her own. She went through the Demon Slayer final selection on her own without them knowing. So she did some amazing things, and you got my respect for that. So after this fight, we pretty much have Iguro, who's the Serpent Hashira, and he's also the guy on the cover of Volume 19, and he looks badass, by the way. He's running along with Kenroji, the Love Hashira, when they encounter the new upper rank 4 demon, and this man Muzan must replace these upper rank demons like it's nothing. But they encounter this new upper rank 4 demon, and what's interesting about her is that it's hard to hit this girl. You know, she plays this musical instrument, and when she plays a string or something, pretty much she's able to rearrange the buildings in the Infinity Castle like she's moving her own arms and feet. So really difficult to touch this demon right here. It pretty much even makes it to Tokido and Gyomei. Gyomei's the Stone Hashira and Tokido's the Mist Hashira. The buildings start rearranging, and it pretty much knocks Tokido into a different area, and pretty much Tokido encounters the upper rank 1 demon, Kokushibo. Now, oh boy, Kokushibo. I've been waiting a long time to see what this man can do. Now, Tokido, the Mist Hashira, we know you soloed the upper rank 5 demon Gyoko. We know you're a descendant of the sun-breathing users, and we know you're younger than Tanjiro, and you're just a prodigy, but we're talking about the upper rank 1 demon, Kokushibo. If you look at this guy has long hair. He looks like a swordsman. This guy has to kill at least one person. Like, he's gonna kill at least one Hashira, I can tell, because with Ikaza, the upper rank 3 demon, he took out Rengoku. We got Doma, the upper rank 2 demon. He pretty much took out Shinobu. Kokushibo's killing somebody, I don't care. Bro, just the sheer presence of Kokushibo makes Tokido start trembling. We're talking about someone that's a Hashira right here. We learned that Kokushibo, when he was a human, his real name is, I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Michikatsugukuni. And he left a child behind, and we learned that Tokido is a descendant from that child that Kokushibo left behind. So technically, Tokido is a descendant of Kokushibo. So things are getting real interesting in this fight right here. And when I say this fight is getting interesting, it's because all those cool misbreathing moves that Tokido was doing in the Hidden Swordsmith arc, none of that stuff was working on Kokushibo. This man was pretty much dodging all the stuff that Tokido was throwing at him. And what's crazy is that Kokushibo is an upper rank 1 demon, and this man is doing pretty much these techniques sort of moves. The man is doing moon breathing techniques, so this is crazy. We've seen sun breathing moves before, but how the hell did this man start doing moon breathing techniques? I'm pretty interested in like how he knew how to do that, but from the looks of it, these techniques that he's doing, they seem so overpowered. And what I love about Kokushibo is that the man's pretty much owning Tokido right now, but he's still giving him acknowledgement because he's a descendant of sun breathing users. This man's owning him. He cuts off one of his arms and he stabs him through like this pillar in the where they are right now. So pretty much Tokido is stabbed through his chest or shoulder right now. The sword is also through a pillar, so the man can't move at all. The man's pretty much helpless right now, and damn, yo, I'm starting to lose hope in this fight for Tokido. And then we got some more interesting things going on in this battle right here. This is where this man Genya shows up to the scene. Genya is a character that went through final selection along with Tanjiro, and even though Genya came in through the scene, I kind of knew he wasn't gonna do anything. Like, come on, guys, it's Genya. Like, he's badass, but it's Genya pretty much. So Genya pretty much tries to shoot Kokushibo with the shotgun that he uses. He tries to slash him with the sword, but all that is an epic failure. This man Kokushibo slices off both of Genya's arms. He also slices like his stomach in half. So this man's pretty much owning Tokido. He's owning Genya right now, and props to Genya because like even getting chopped up like that, the man pretty much stayed alive the whole time. Kokushibo said that he went up against someone similar like Genya back in the past, and he thought that slicing someone's stomach would kill him, but nope, not Genya. The man was still alive. So props to Genya. We know that like he's the type of person like when he eats demons, he gets these regenerative abilities like they do. So pretty interesting body types in this whole series right here. What's even more epic is that, you know, we got Genya coming into the scene. He wasn't able to do anything, and Kokushibo was about to end him, but my man Sanemi comes in, the Wind Hashira, the wild belligerent guy. This man comes in to protect his little brother, so it's pretty adorable because this man actually does have feelings for his little brother. All that stuff before, we actually learned that Sanemi is only mad at Genya because he entered the Demonslayer Corps. He wanted this man to have a nice, humble lifestyle, be a family man, have a bunch of kids and stuff. He was only mad because he entered the Demonslayer Corps because, as we've been reading, this Demonslayer lifestyle, it ain't all that fun. Like, if out of all the universes, this is probably one of the universes I wouldn't want to live in because I love Demon Slayer. I wouldn't want to live in this universe. Yo, I really love the way that Sanemi fights. The man fights wild and crazy. I remember pretty much Kokushibo throwing slashes at Sanemi. The man pretty much slides between under his feet and pretty much tries to get some slashes into his legs. And what's also interesting is that the man even used Genya's blade. Like, he used his toes to hold Sanemi's sword and try and get a sneak cut in on Kokushibo. So Sanemi's that type of fighter that's willing to do anything to get a cut in. But I love it, yo. And his wind breathing moves are awesome. So Sanemi is badass. A lot of my friends said that he was one of their favorite characters in the series, and I can see why, because Sanemi was going in right now. But Kokushibo, these moon breathing techniques that this man does is crazy. Like, one slash that he does brings out these huge array of moon shaped slices, and it's pretty cool because they differ in size and length, which makes him unpredictable. There was even a move he did where he didn't even have to swing his sword and all these slices came out of his sword. So Kokushibo, this guy's a problem. I don't know how they're gonna deal with this man. The man Kokushibo is cool and creepy at the same time because he has long hair, he has the robe, he has the sword, but the man has these eyeballs all throughout his body. He has about 6 of them on his head. He even has some on his blade too, so the man is cool and creepy at the same time. So him and Sanemi are going at it, and Sanemi's starting to get damaged. The man's starting to get cut up. He's starting to bleed, but what's interesting about Sanemi is that when this man bleeds and the demon smells it, they become intoxicated. So, like I said, some really interesting body, like, anatomy in this whole series right here, but Sanemi is badass. I just love Sanemi. We also learned about his backstory, how this man had no respect for Ubuyashi when he first met at the Demon Slayer course. He pretty much said, you know, you don't know how to use a sword at all. Why should we even respect you? But something about Ubuyashi's smile that reminded Sanemi of his mother. And he pretty much said that, you know, even though I'm the leader, I don't view you guys above me at all. Ubuyashi has a really humble personality, and I love it. And it grew on Sanemi because when this man started to take the Demon Slayer course more seriously, he learned about the names and backstories about all the Demon Slayers that died in the past. So pretty cool story, pretty cool backstory about Sanemi and Ubuyashi. Rest in peace, because we all missed you how you went out like that. So Sanemi has a cool backstory, but back to the battle right here. Even more epicness happened because, you know, we're having these people enter the battle, but this man Gyomei enters the battle, the stone Hashira. So everybody and their mother is coming to this battle right here, but Gyomei. I know this dude is the strongest Hashira out of all of them. This fight is going to get good. Yo, Gyomei is not the one to mess around with. On one end of his chain that he uses is a blade, and pretty much on the other end is a spike ball. And it's so badass how this man comes into the fight because this man is just swinging one of the chains. And with Gyomei, we know that this man's pretty much all about enhancing his physical body because Kokushibo pretty much acknowledges him on that. You know, he said he's enhanced his body to the utmost perfection, and the man hasn't seen a body like Gyomei's in about 300 years. This makes sense because of how he trained all the other Demon Slayers in the Hashira training arc. This man he pretty much had the hardest training out of all the other Hashiras out there, so Gyomei doesn't play. So Gyomei is the first person to break Kokushibo's sword, and it kind of sucks because Kokushibo's sword's able to regenerate. You know, we know that demons, their bodies can regenerate, but this man's sword can regenerate too. It's the complete opposite of how humans are. When humans get wounds, it can take them a while to heal, and they can die also. And if their swords break, they gotta go to a swordsmith to get it fixed. So Kokushibo is looking really overpowered right now, but the volume ends off with this man Gyomei doing the move that he was saving for Muzan. So I don't know what this move that he's going to do. I don't know what it is, but the man pretty much crosses his arms like this, and it looks like Wakanda Forever from Black Panther, but he crosses his arms like this, and it shows these markings on his hands. So I don't know what Gyomei is about to do, but it looks epic. This man is the strongest Hashira out of the whole Demon Slayer corps. He's going up against the upper rank 1 demon, the strongest upper moon out of all the other ones. So this is about to be an epic encounter that we have right now. And that was my volume review of volume 19 of Demon Slayer. This was a epic volume right here. I want to know about more of this moon breathing that Kokushibo can do. How did this man learn how to do this technique right here? We know that sun breathing is the first breathing out of everything, and everything else originated from it. Where did this man learn how to do moon breathing techniques? And he has a lot of knowledge about a lot of people that he's encountered. So I'm curious to see Kokushibo's backstory, and I just know it's going to get really good after this because I have volume 20 in my hands also, and I can't wait to review this. But that was my volume review of volume 19. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this volume right here was epic, guys. But peace.